And I'm Dulani, and I'm from University of Canterbury, and I'm based here in Christchurch, New Zealand. And I have one more colleague, Jamie, who's based in Vietnam. So she travels along in the region way more than I do, so you might get a chance to meet her sometime. But otherwise, if I think I'm due for a Malaysia trip towards the end of the year. So if so, I will pop into your office as well if I get the chance. Um, but other than that, a little bit about me. So I was an international student at Canterbury as well. And then I started working here because I just absolutely loved it in Canterbury, and I wanted to make that possible for other students as well. So that's a bit about me, and I want to talk to you more about the campus. So you know where New Zealand is by now, most of you. So we are based in the South Island. So as you know, New Zealand is known for the beautiful surroundings and natural landscapes and adventures. So we do have some of the best here in the South Island. So I'm not going to talk through all of this, but there's a lot of reasons why students would consider studying with New Zealand. And most importantly, now we don't have any restrictions on students, and we are very visa friendly. So that is one of the, I think, one of the prominent reasons at the moment for students to choose New Zealand. So when it comes to Christchurch, Christchurch is the second largest city in New Zealand after Auckland. And because we are in the South Island, we are relatively cheaper to live compared to other parts of New Zealand, but also other major cities like London, Melbourne, Sydney, etc. So it's a 20-minute city. I think Jimmy will agree. It's really easy to get around in Christchurch. So it's a really student-friendly city for students to come and settle down in. We call Christchurch the city of opportunity because you might have known before, but about 13, 14 years ago, we had a major earthquake in Christchurch. So the Christchurch city was rebuilding for quite a long time. And because of that, there's lots of growth in the Christchurch region. Um, Yeah, so some of the things that I mentioned already, and there's like the figures of how affordable the lifestyle is as well. So I'll just show you a quick clip. This one does not have sound, so it's all good. Um, but these are some of the activities that students can get up to while they are in Christchurch. So this is our central city. And as I said, it's very easy to get around Christchurch, and it's like 20 minutes to mountains, beaches, and ski fields is about 1 hour away. So students get to experience all of that as a part of their study abroad experience. Um, Some key stats is about 1 in 4 of us were born overseas, so it's a very diverse city. And if you see our urban population in Christchurch is less than 400,000. So that's a very big contrast to some of the cities that you are familiar with probably. But that's also makes Christchurch one of the best cities to be in because it's very peaceful and everybody seems to know everyone. So it's a really connected city for students to move in. Um, some fun facts is that we have more than 14 ski areas around Christchurch, and we are known as the New Zealand's happiest city because we are also known for our gardens. We have more than 700 parks and gardens around Christchurch. So when I said city of opportunity, this is why I said it. So this is a graph of the jobs posted online on on a monthly basis. So the red line is Canterbury. So obviously looking at Auckland and Wellington, there's a very high number of jobs posted in Canterbury every month compared to those other two cities. So which is why I'm saying it's a growing city. So there's always going to be lots and lots of jobs available. So the chances of students securing a job right here in Canterbury is comparatively higher than other cities in New Zealand. Okay, moving on to UC. So we are located in the heart of Christchurch, and we were established in 1873, so it's the second oldest university, so more than 150 years of teaching experience. And we offer more than 120 qualifications with more than 100 nationalities on campus and more than 180 clubs and societies for students to take part in as well. We do have lots of research centers ranging from Antarctica and to places in the South Island that students can research in. And we have 6 prominent faculties and 1 business school that offer all our qualifications in. So these are some of the programs. I'm not going to read on to everything, but so if you look at the arts faculty, these are the subjects that students can do. So under arts, we have the Bachelor of Arts, which is the most prominent undergraduate program in which they can do any of those majors or minors. And we also have social and environmental sustainability, social work as the prominent undergraduate programs. And this is kind of a new program. So it's Bachelor of Digital Screen with honors. So they can do animation, game arts, game development, screen sound, screenwriting. So we have a purpose-built labs on campus. So if you've seen Avatar and those sort of animations, we have the capacity to do that on campus as well. And it's, I think, only one of 2 spots in New Zealand that we have that technology for students to do that in. Um, so with every faculty, I have why arts. So I'm not going to read into all of it. I'm going to leave that with you to read afterwards. But when in one of the most important things is we do offer internships for students. It's not mandatory, but students do get the opportunity to go and do internships as a part of their degree if they would like to. And we arrange that using our employer connections. So that's one of the key things that they can do out of an arts degree. And moving on to business. So business, we have the Bachelor of Commerce as our undergraduate program. And like even in commerce and also in science, they get to combine, they are none. So in business, they can combine science subjects, and in science, they can combine business subjects. So if there are students who are interested in quite diverse range of things, for example, they are interested in music, but they also want to do mathematics, they can do that at Canterbury without spending any extra time. So that's so most of our undergraduate degrees is 3 years, except engineering, which is 4 years. So they can choose any of those majors or minors and also combine it with other subjects from science or arts, etc. And in business, we have our conversion masters. So most of them, they do not require a background in business. So for any professional who's wanting a career change or who's been doing an admin job or doing wanting to move into the business field, these are really popular programs, and most of them can be done in 1 or 1.5 years. And the thing that is special about the business school is that it's Triple Crown accredited, so only 1% of elite business schools in the world. It's really hard to have this accreditation, and we are the only one in South Island with that accreditation. We do have a Center of Entrepreneurship, and we do offer internships in business as well, as is we do offer study tours and study abroad options for students. So while they're studying with UC, they get to spend a semester or like 2 weeks in another country, like thinking Europe, China, Singapore, Thailand, or anywhere they would like, and do research or do a semester of study abroad with one of our partner universities. They don't need to pay tuition fees there. It's all covered under the UC tuition fee. So they get to have that awesome experience as a part of their degree and also great credit for it. So it's a great experience for students. And this one does have sound, so I'm gonna skip this one. Um, Guess can you hear sound or no? No, right? Okay. So I'm gonna skip that one and move on to the next slide. Then moving on to the education faculty. So this is for students who are interested in becoming teachers in New Zealand. You might get that question a lot because there are some early childhood educators who would like to move to New Zealand. Um, it is also because it's on the green list. So for students who are wanting to settle down in New Zealand as a teacher, then they can look at these options. So some of these are undergraduate programs, as like the Bachelor of Teaching and Learning, but the others are the graduate diplomas are postgraduate programs. So for students who have already have got an undergraduate degree from any other university. So the only thing to remember with the teaching qualifications is that it does have an application deadline, and normally it is lot earlier than our other applications. And they do need to do, we have to do a few checks with them. So, like, we need to do police checks, criminal records, and all of that to make sure that they are, of course, like, at we are getting the right students to look after our little ones. So with that, the application is a little bit different, but that's the only thing that is different about it. And with education, because of that green list and the demand for teachers, it's very high employment rate for students who do complete this degree. And with teaching qualifications, they get onto schools right away as well, and they all have teaching experience when they graduate. So that's why it's really easy for them to get jobs afterwards. And I have to say something about this 96%. The other 4% end up going to study more, like the Masters of Educations or PhDs in education field as well. Then comes engineering, which is one of our most popular faculties. Our engineering degree is known across New Zealand, and we get so many domestic students, we actually have to limit them. For engineering, there is no limit. But yeah, our engineering faculty is really popular and our program is very strong. So with the engineering, it's a 4-year degree, and they get to major in any of those fields that are mentioned on the screen there. We do have really good facilities for our engineering students, including different labs like the structural engineering lab, where they can actually build a house inside the lab and test for earthquakes and all of that. Um, and when it comes to the master's programs, these are some of the engineering master's programs we have on offer at the moment. And most of them are also one or 1.5 year programs as well. So we do get a lot of professionals who are already working in the field, who are wanting to settle down in New Zealand, doing these programs as well, because most of the engineering professions are also on the green list for immigration. So which means it's really quite easy for them to settle down and find jobs here. So with engineering, we have, as I said, state-of-the-art facilities, but also all the engineering degrees are Washington Accord. So that's, if you haven't come across it before, that's an accreditation as well, which is one of the highest accreditations in the world. So normally, if the degree is Washington Accord, then it's accepted by other engineering boards as well. For example, like the Malaysian Engineers Board or Australian Engineering Board, and so forth. So, which means they get to go and use the engineering degree in different countries with no problem. Um, so for engineering as well, students definitely need to do industry placements. So they need to do 800 hours of practical work experience before they graduate. So normally that is equivalent to 2 summers. They will be spending 4 summers in New Zealand while they complete the degree. So out of that, they need to work 2 hours in an engineering related discipline. And we do support them to find those internships. But normally, what happens is because they do those internships, they ended up getting hired in those same companies if they do a really good job. We do have different mentoring programs for engineering students to support um, them through the degree. Oh, the other thing I want to mention there is we do have a diploma in humanitarian engineering, which can be taken as a part of the engineering degree. So that means if students are wanting to do that, they do 4 years and ending up with 2 qualifications. So it doesn't take any longer to do the diploma. It's a choice of personal preference because they need to do like a research and they need to solve a world problem as a part of their diploma. Um, and for students who are really interested in developing products, we have this program called Bachelor of Product Design. So it's actually a combination of engineering, business, and science degrees all in one. So we have 3 majors of that in the at the moment. One of which is chemical formulation design. So like thinking perfumes, laundry detergents, anything that has a chemical formula, and then industrial product design. So, like backpacks, robotic arms, any medical equipment kind of thing. So anything that is a new build um, for the world. And then applied immersive game design is obviously developing a game. So anything that is a new product, we support them to do that. We also equip them with the business skills, how to develop, how to market, and all of this. It's a really popular degree among our domestic students, and we have award-winning students every year. So last year we had a girl who launched oat milk powder products um, to the market, and some of them developed a backpack for hikers. So it's things like that. It's the amount of creativity in students is outstanding in that program. So it could be anything and everything. So that's a really up and coming program. Moving on to health science. So, in health science, the most popular programs is nursing. So we don't have medicine. So like we don't teach students how to be a doctor. We don't have MBBS on campus, and we don't have an undergraduate nursing program. So the only nursing program we have is the master's level nursing program. It is really popular with international students because of it, but we only take a few students because we can't offer placements because we have to guarantee placements if they come in. So it is a limited number there, and they do need high IELTS results to be a nurse. As you can imagine, they need to be on the field and they need to understand people from different languages. So we need to have, they need to have high IELTS to get into the nursing program. Other than that, we have, if students are interested in sports, we have sports coaching, we have some other master's programs like Master of Health Professional Practice, counseling, um, Master of Science in Health, and all of that as well under the health science faculty. Um, so yeah, as you can see, 44,000 estimated number of new jobs in the sector by 2026. So there is high demand for those degrees as well. And then we have science. So UC is the only university in New Zealand that offer astronomy as a subject. That is because we have our own observatory down in Tekapo called the Mount John Observatory. So I think UC is one of the very few universities in the world that like owns our own observatory, which means students get time to spend with the telescopes, looking at the sky, doing research, and all of that. But as I said, with the commerce degree, students get to, so this is a 3-year degree, and students get to choose whether they want to do 2 majors or a major and a minor, or whether they want to do any other combinations with commerce or arts as well. That's with the Bachelor of Science, but we do have like Bachelor of Data Science, Speech and Language Pathology, and Environmental Science as our other undergraduate options in science. So we do have lots of accreditations when it comes to our science faculty. So most of our degrees are accredited by the relevant partners in New Zealand and in the world. So we do have lots of research facilities for our students as well, as I said about the observatory, but we also have 1,700 hectare research area in Cass Mountain region. We do also take students to Antarctica to do research as well, because Christchurch is Antarctica getaway city. So yeah, there's lots of opportunities for students in science. And I briefly mentioned data science there. So we do have a bachelor's degree specifically in data science, and it's a 3-year degree. But our most popular one is the Master of Applied Data Science. It's a 1-year degree. All students can do it in 1.5 years. And normally, like, we accept a wide range of backgrounds for that degree. So again, really popular with students who are wanting to come and settle down in New Zealand, because yeah, one year. I will come back to you about that as well, like why these master's programs are popular. So the last part is the graduate school. So that is for students who are looking at doctoral study options. So for that, we have our specific graduate school. Unfortunately, before they apply for the doctorate degree, they need to find a supervisor. And it's easy to do if they go and scan this website, go and scan the QR code and go to the website, because we will have how to find a supervisor and like which projects are going on at the moment. Um, and I just want to briefly touch about the top 6 programs and qualifications. I think I've mentioned them all apart from Master of Artificial Intelligence. As you can probably imagine, artificial intelligence is on the rise. So it's now a top program at UC as well. Some new programs that we have in our um, sort of qualifications, and then entry requirements. So I'm not going to talk about entry requirements because with every qualification, the entry requirements are a little bit different. So we do have a tool saying check what you need. So in there, all you need to do is put in the qualification for the student and where they obtained their education from. So if it's from Malaysia, just put Bachelor of Commerce Malaysia, and then we will put country specific information on there so that you know what is it that we are looking for. Mm, When putting applications, some key things to remember is that these are the dates that we would like the applications by. If you can't make the date for most of the programs, it will still be fine. It's just that we can guarantee that if you put in the application before these dates, then we definitely will have a place for you, unless it's a limited entry program. But otherwise, if you put in an application, even if it's very close to the time being, just let me know and I will do my best to prioritize that and get an offer for your students. Looking at fees, so obviously fees change from program to program, but this is like the general cost for our fees. Now, when you are counseling students, when you look at prospectus, the fees will be written there. And most people think that it is in USD, but it's not. All of these are written in New Zealand dollars, so that is actually cheaper than USD. If you look at the comparison, and cheaper than AUD as well. Some scholarships for students. So we do offer mostly 15,000 scholarships, and then we also have high achiever scholarships, which are about 10,000. And we also have international student awards for business. So most of the international students awards for business are automatically assessed as the applications come in. So if your student is a high achieving student, then there's a high chance that they will get a scholarship. But otherwise, if the student is asking for a scholarship and they have you and you would highly recommend that students, you can get in touch with me and just give me some pointers as to why you would recommend, and I can put that application through for a Dean's Award. So that is between us, but between us and you as agents. So just let me know if there's any students who would like who you would like to nominate for the Dean's Award. We do have a lot of support services on campus for our students. I'm not going to read them all to you, but you can have a look as well. Accommodations options, we do have on-campus accommodation, and I can be self-catered or fully catered options. And these are some of the costs for that. And these are some pictures of the rooms in the halls. But we do have 360-degree videos and panorama videos and moving in day videos for all of our accommodation options on the website. So if there's students who are interested, they can go and have a look. So this is like a picture of a room where there's an en-suite toilet, the bed, and a place for them to study. And some pathways to UC is if your student doesn't meet the requirements to enter UC directly, there are two options. One is CCL, so that's obviously if their English language skills is not up to standard, they can do a course in CCL. So they will assess based on the student's ability how long of a program they need. Sometimes it can be 12 weeks and sometimes it can be up to a year, and then they can join UC. And UC International College is like a foundation program, and students can do their foundation program and join UC directly, or sometimes they can even get advanced standing to go into year 2 of our bachelor's degree programs. We are also launching a pre-master's program for students who don't meet master's entry requirements, but we will share those details with you in due time because we haven't launched it yet. And Agent Toolkit is one-stop shop for you guys to get all the information, like our rankings, qualifications, the pathways, and etc. And the last part in there is the Meet the Expert webinar. So we will be sending out invitations for you guys to join our webinar. So normally we would get a program coordinator or like an accommodations team to come and talk to our agents and answer any of your questions to get like a deeper understanding of the program and how you like what are the selling points and like, how you can promote it to the students. And we know that you guys are really busy, so we will record it and put it up on the website as well if you wanted to catch up later on. Right. I'm sure you are sick of hearing my voice, but I'm sure just bear with me for 5 to 10 more minutes. So this is why most of our master's programs are popular. And I'm not a licensed immigration advisor, so this is not me giving advice. This is just straight from the New Zealand immigration website. So disclaimer, please. Um, um, but skilled migrant category pathway is the most popular pathway with our students. So I'm sure you guys already know. So when a student completes a program with us, like a bachelor's or a master's, they get a 3-year post-study work visa. And that is not restricted to any employer or any location. So they are free to find a job anywhere with any employer. So within those 3 years, so let's say if a student did, looking at this last one on the blue segment, so if they did a bachelor's degree, they get 3 points. And then during those 3 years of their post-study work visa, if they did skilled work, then they can apply for the skilled migrant category resident visa. So it's a really good option for the students because they get to earn a lot of money for the amount they invest in. But if you look at the second option from down, if they do a master's degree, they get 5 points, which means they get the 3-year post-study work visa, but they only need 1 year of skilled work in New Zealand to apply for that residency. So that's why master's programs are really popular among students at the moment, because they still have 2 more years of work visa if they don't find a job straight away. Or if they find a job straight away, they don't have to work for that extra 2 years. They can apply for residence um, like really quickly and get that residency for their whole family. Um, it's even more easier if they do a doctorate, because as soon as they finish their doctorate, they are eligible for the skilled migrant category resident visa. So like compared to Australia and all of that, this is really straightforward, is what we are hearing. You guys might say otherwise, but most of we get students who have studied in Australia and they're saying, "Oh, I couldn't find a work sponsor to sponsor me to stay here, so I'm looking at other options." But in New Zealand, we don't need any of that. As long as they've followed this pathway, if they've done a master's degree, if they've done 1 year of work, they are eligible to apply for the residency. So the other pathway is the green list pathway. So that's where they would be doing an occupation which is on the skilled shortage list. So most popular ones are teaching and engineering jobs, as I mentioned, but there are other jobs as well. The list is huge. So if they are in a like or moving into a category, into a field that is in the skill shortage list, then it's really easy as well, because they only need 2 years of work experience and they get work to residence visa to settle down in New Zealand. So that's a little bit of a brief about the residency options, because I know you guys will probably get asked that a lot as well. And you can use this for any counseling with the parents or students, because this is straight from Immigration New Zealand website. And I don't want to show you this video because there's no sound. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to help. And I know we have a group chat on WhatsApp as well. So feel free to post your questions on there if you can't think of any at the moment. And I'm happy to help. So thank you so much for listening to me babble on about UC. I hope that was helpful. But I will share the slides and everything with you, along with our handbook, so that you can have a closer look as well.
Thank you so much, Tulani. Yes, I think it's very helpful, and thank you so much actually explaining a little bit of a basic of the New Zealand skilled resident pathways. I didn't expect that you're going to do that, but thank you so much. Um, but just to let everybody know, that would be quite basic, as Tulani says. She's not a migration agent, so don't complicated things. Don't ask surrounding more than that. But what will happen is that we're going to do another session, which is related to the skill resident pathways, but it's all directly from the New Zealand immigration as well. So I have a couple of questions over here, Dulani,
Yeah.
from the counselors. So number one is, in general, does UC accept CEFR or SPM 1119 English for English requirements? And for programs like health science, does the student necessarily needs to take IELTS or any other English qualifications from non-English speaking countries?
Yeah, a really good question. We do accept SPM 1119 for English, but that's only for undergraduate. So we don't accept that for postgraduate qualifications, but for undergraduate, yes, we do accept it. So if you have any students, please make sure that you upload that SPM results as well, because sometimes we get instances where we don't get that because we only get their foundation program or something like that, and we can't, because we don't have that information, we can't assess it. So then we send a conditional offer, and then the counselors come back to us and say, why did you give us a conditional offer? This student has done English through SPM. And we are like, oh, we didn't have any evidence of that. Can you please upload it again? So to make the process easier for you and for us, it's better if you upload that in the first instance so that you don't have to deal with the conditional offers. But otherwise, if the student doesn't have it at the moment, you can absolutely upload whatever documents you have, and we can give a conditional offer based on the documents that we are missing. So yes, we do accept SPM. And for some programs, we do like, it's not just IELTS. We accept TOEFL, we accept PTE,
Yeah.
we accept Duolingo, and we accept a wide range of English tests. But for some programs like nursing, the nursing council requires IELTS. So in those, like, there's only like a couple of degrees like that that have a specific requirement of having this much IELTS, or this, like, this particular program. But other than that, we accept, for most of our programs, we accept Duolingo or any other English test that they can supply. Yeah. Um,
Okay. So for the nursing, it's only IELTS that you are accepting, no any other English
so they
or
don't, so no, we do accept other English as well, but not
okay.
things like Duolingo, because
Okay.
they are very traditional in that regard.
Of course.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
IELTS PTE will be
yeah,
acceptable
yeah.
basically,
TOEFL,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Another question would be for master program, will UC be able to accept mature students who graduated with bachelor in 2007 and earlier?
Yeah, we do accept that. We don't have any caveats on that regard. But sometimes what we see is for some specific programs, like research-based programs, they do need to supply, like, even though they've done it a long time ago, we still need to see their GPA and things like that. So and because of the time past, it might be difficult for some students to get a hold of that information. So that's the only thing that we've come across. But other than that, we do accept it, no problems. But if they have done it quite a long time ago, it would be helpful if they upload a CV as well, just to, for us to know that they've been in
The
education. Like,
history of it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes we don't even need it, but sometimes it's really helpful, because especially for that Master of Applied Data Science program, we do have a GPA requirement, but if the student has been working in the field for for a long time, then we can waive those GPA requirements and get the student in to the program. So in things like that, it's really helpful to have a CV of those mature students when they enter the program as well.
Excellent. So, I've got only these two questions from the counselors.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give it another like 2 more minutes or 3 more minutes for other counselors to actually ask question. You can actually ask on the Q&A session. Um, and I think Dulani, have you met personally Amber and Tommy? No? Okay.
No, no.
Let me just uh promote it to panelists.
Okay.
Let me just give me a second. Um, so that they would be able to accept. Uh, so Tommy is there. I'm not too sure if Amber is around. Okay, so to all the counselors in here, if you have any other question, if you don't have any questions, you would be able to jump off from the webinar. But if you do have questions, there is a Q&A session button there. I can see over here. Can the university accept credit transfer to undergraduate program?
Yeah, yes, we do. Some programs, so we already have articulated programs as well. So in that case, they don't have to apply for a credit transfer. But if not, they will have to apply. And please give us some time though, because depending on the time of the year, it might take a little bit of time, but we do definitely do credit transfers from like, for example, Sunway College and things like that. We definitely do credit transfers.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right. Okay, so Dulani, this is Tommy. So Tommy is actually based in East Malaysia. Um, Tommy, Dulani.
Oh, hi, Dulani. How are you?
Good. How are you, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so basically, my name is Tommy. So I'm based in Malaysia.
Yeah. So I think Amber at the moment would be a bit busy. There's another one. Can
Yeah.
international students work part-time while studying?
Yes, they can. So during the lecture times, so if during a week they have lectures, they can work up to 20 hours, but any week that they don't have lectures, they can work unlimited. So there is no caveats there as well. Like we don't restrict students for any particular work or salary range or anything like that. They will all get at least minimum wage and they can work anywhere doing um, anything they want, like from Domino's Pizza to working in an office part time.
Is what would be the famous part-time work usually the international student does? Because like in Australia they would work as a Uber driver or sending food, delivering food, or they even work at the restaurant. So just wanted to know exactly how is the New Zealand scene for the
Um,
part-time.
all of those are popular as well, but we
Mm,
do for UC. I'm not talking about other universities, just to comparing to UC.
mm-hmm.
Lots of our international students do tend to work on campus as well. So we do hire a lot. Like when I was studying, I was a librarian. I worked in events team, helping them set up events. We did campus tours for other new students and any visitors or things like that. So then it's very, very convenient for students to work on campus. And we have cafes on campus that students can work part time in. But otherwise, there's lots of restaurants around, especially like Malaysian restaurants or Chinese restaurants, that they can join as well. We
Mm-hmm.
do have like a student job search website where they get access to once they are a student. So then they post like one-off jobs or like jobs for few months, or especially for that summer period. They have a lot of jobs there. So a lot of international students tend to go into those kind of jobs. Um, like I know in Australia, Uber is really popular. There are
It
students who
is.
do Uber as well, but most of the time, I think in New Zealand, they don't tend to do Uber. They tend to do like a proper job for that
Mm,
gets paid an hourly wage. Because in
mm-hmm.
Uber, there's no hourly wage. It's how many
Correct.
trips you do. Yeah. But
Yeah.
in New Zealand, lots of international students definitely tend to do hourly paying jobs because it's easier and better money for them.
Nice, nice. I think there is another question that I've gotten over here.
Mm.
Is that in terms of the fees for the
Hmm.
next year, is there a hike of it, or is it still
Um,
the same generally?
2026 fees are actually published, so that won't
Okay.
change. Yeah.
Mm,
For 2027, I mean, definitely there'll be an increase, but I just don't know how much it is going to
of
be.
course, it's a long
Normally,
way.
yeah, normally it'll be around 3 to 5%
Yes.
increase. But
Yeah.
2026 fees are on the website. So they are like estimates as well, but they roughly stay around that figure. Yeah, normally it is
Excellent.
that figure. We just put it
Yeah.
as estimates just in case students decide to take like really one expensive course with a really expensive field trip or something like that.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay, we've got another question. What are the potential companies that student can get into for those studying data science or computer science? Will it be easy for students to get a job after graduating?
So normally our employment rates are really high. So I would use that to say it's quite easy for students to get a job after graduating. So with the data science and computer engineering, there's a lot of firms that we work with, and there are lots of societies on campus. For example, Women in Technology, Computer Society, Coding Society, and things like that. So they do regular networking events and competitions where they do like hackathons, and designing website and all of those. So with all of these things, students get exposed to those companies and they can build those networks. So that's how they get employed onto the industry. There are also cases where students launch their own companies, and there are some industry experts who come in to give lectures as well. So, our data science program was actually built by industry professionals in Christchurch. So, they come in and teach at least like one or two courses for all the students. So, by that way, they get exposed to the industry professionals, and they usually get jobs from that avenue. But yeah, there's definitely lots of companies that we work with in our employer network.
Excellent, excellent. All right. I don't think there's any more question. And if you do, we do have a WhatsApp group. So if you have any more questions related to University of Canterbury, definitely we'll ask Dulani straight in on that. So I think I will end, and because Dulani, you're sick, of course I have to let you go. But thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it a lot. I think we learned quite a lot about University of Canterbury, and definitely looking forward towards the presentation so that I think with the videos and the sounds we couldn't see, I think we'll get all the counselors to enjoy on their own timing to look at the videos and all.
Yes, oh good. Thank you so much. And please let me know if there's anything you need from our end as well. If you want any videos or any material, we can supply that as well. And thank you so much again for your team. And hopefully we'll get to see each other very soon.
Oh, hopefully we'll see
Yeah,
you soon. All
yeah.
right. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Delaney.
Oh
Bye,
good.
Thanks a lot.
everyone. Thank
Bye.
See you
you.
on